Hi guys, my name is Fabio Takao. I am BJJ's black belt and I'm a researcher of Jiu-Jitsu, Vale Tudo and MMA history. We are here on Sergio Malibu's channel to talking about the history topics and characters not so famous but really important to developing the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Sergio Malibu is Rickson Gracie's black belt and he's a real personification of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu way of life. On the Malibu's channel, you will watch a lot of information, interviews, BJJ tips, and of course, I will talk some of the unknown history of Jiu-Jitsu. Please subscribe to the channel and make comments. Everybody knows that Master Carlos and Master Hélio Gracie was the base of BJJ. But there was another fighters are so important as Carlos and Hélio. Sada Miyako, Mário Aleixo, Gel Omori, Yasuichi Ono, Naoichi Ono, Takeo Yano, Osvaldo Fada and the others. All these fighters was important on the complex process on the BJJ's creation. Today, let's introduce one of the first generation Gracie brothers, Jorge Gracie. The Gracie brothers are Carlos Gracie, the elder, Osvaldo Gracie, Gastão Gracie Filho, Jorge Gracie and Hélio Gracie. Jorge made a lot of fights, in fact much more than all his brothers' fights combined. From 1930 to 1940 he fought around 50 times. In the 30s the Jiu-Jitsu of Gracie brothers was not totally formatted, and one of the most important way to improve that art was the challenges. But the first fights of Carlos and Hélio Gracie in fact was a pure style versus pure style. Jiu-Jitsu against capoeira, Jiu-Jitsu against box, and most of the times Carlos Gracie tried forcing a rule to both fighters wear a kimono. Jorge Gracie, since he was a young man, had a hot-head temperament and accepted any fighting rule. Capoeira fighters, judokas, wrestlers, for Jorge Gracie it doesn't matter. He's the first of Gracie brothers to fight a real Vale Tudo. In 1933, July, Jorge Gracie was 128 pounds and fight against TICO Soledade. He was 179 pounds and a real bully. His nickname was a Copacabana's Bull. 1 year before, TICO Soledade visited the Gracie Academy and started a trash talk. He said that won the Gracies on the mat. Jorge Gracie was a very angry and that time was a Jiu-Jitsu teacher in the Special Police Force. The commander helped to organize the fight in the police's headquarters. Will be a Vale Tudo fight, no rules, no kimonos. Seconds before start the fight, Tico was very confident because of his size. Was a big weight difference. Tico said to Jorge scorning, "I admire your braveness." The newspaper's description had not technicals, but all of them was similar. Right at the start of the fight, Jorge kicked Tico in the belly. Tico Soledade punched and Jorge falls making guard in the ground. Tico Soledade tried a straight foot lock, in Brazil calls a little boot. Immediately Jorge defended and held the Tico's ankles, the classical sweep in the Jiu-Jitsu. Jorge mounted and tried an armbar, but Tico ran away out of the ring. The rules said the fight needs starting stand up. Jorge and Tico start the fight again and Jorge punted Tico. Tico falls in third position. Jorge stands in the Tico's back and they squeeze the mata-leão. Tico Soledade don't give up and pass out. The most important in this fight was the way of Jorge Gracie won. Jorge didn't use only Jiu-Jitsu and Tico didn't wear a kimono and was free to try use anything. And he did try. It was the first real Vale Tudo or no rules fight in 20th century. Of course, there are many other fight looks like that and I will take the next time. But before Jorge Gracie versus Tico Soledade, the fighters used only the pure style for choice or for the rules. I hope you enjoyed. See you! MALIBU!